I haven't drank for 6 months, technically 6 months and a week now. I haven't drank one drop, and it's been one of the best decisions that I ever made. If you've been considering taking a hiatus from drinking, for whatever reason, this video is for you because I'm gonna be sharing the philosophy and the practical reasons behind why I stopped drinking for a certain period of time, and some of the top transformational benefits. I was able to eliminate certain bad habits tied to drinking and open up a space for unpredictably amazing things to happen. And I hope that the same thing happens for you if you choose to take a 6-month hiatus or do a dry January, although that's a bit away. I really want you to reap these benefits yourself. This channel's mission is to help more people experience mental, emotional, and financial freedom. And without a shadow of a doubt, cutting out drinking is one of the best things that we can do towards that end. If you guys get value out of this video and see opportunities for yourself to pursue, then make sure to hit the like button. Give it a love tap because the YouTube algorithm loves that too. And it will show this video to more people who could benefit from the message. And make sure to subscribe for weekly sales, mental health, and personal growth hacks that you can chew on like snacks. Was that awkward? So philosophically, why did I cut out drinking? Bella, you're squeaking. I'm trying to shoot a video. Stop squeaking. So Bella, stop squeaking. I'm trying to do a video. This is coming from the heart. It's coming from the heart, Bella. Here she is. So Bella, philosophically, why did I cut out drinking? Most of us think that partying, horsing around, and doing whatever we want is freedom. What I've found is that what we perceive to be freedom actually isn't freedom, and it slowly leads us down a path of bondage. It's easy to become trapped in the cycle of partying and chasing more, and eventually we end up unfulfilled, asking ourselves, is this really all there is to life? And we don't just get trapped in that cycle when we feel bad about ourselves or we're trying to escape tough feelings. It can also happen when we're wildly successful, we get a new promotion, we're making a lot of money, we're living in a new fun city like Austin, Texas. We're just as likely to fall into the trap and cycle when we're feeling great and on top of the world. What I found is that taking a break from drinking and not drinking for 6 months is an incredible tool to step outside of that cycle, reset, and create the space for the freedom to be more intentional to create a rich, full, and meaningful life. It's easy for us to get caught up in thinking that chasing fleeting feelings and highs and holding on to them is happiness, but the reality is that feelings don't last. But what lasts is meaning and being intentional and creating values and living accordingly, disciplining ourselves and figuring out our purpose and a passion that we're willing to fight for and struggle for. After not drinking for 6 months, I've been reminded yet again that there is true freedom in restraint. When we give up drinking, we also give up giving in to our impulses, and that's truly empowering. I was reminded that self-discipline is self-love and that love drives growth. One of the most loving things we can do for ourselves is giving up drinking and at least taking a reset, again for a month or maybe 6 months, or in some cases, giving it up completely. So cheers to more self-love and freedom in our lives. And without further ado, let's dig into the top benefits that I experienced, which were truly transformational when I gave up drinking for 6 months. So something that I discovered that's really important to get is that we have a lot of bad habits and consequences tied to drinking, more than we realize. And when we eliminate the core habit of drinking, we eliminate all the other bad habits that are tied to it and the consequences tied to those things. I would say there's about 6 bad habits or consequences that were tied to drinking that I personally was able to eliminate. The first bad habit I eliminated was spending way too much money when I went out, and my wallet really thanked me for that. Because when I go out, I tend to buy way more drinks than I need. I buy drinks for other people. I'm that guy who's unnecessarily generous and is buying shots for the birthday girl and all her friends. I cut that out, and I also cut out spending money on the late night munchies. When I get past a certain threshold, I go ham when it comes to McDonald's or Pete Terry's, any type of fast food. I've been known to eat 3 double quarter pounders with cheese in one sitting, and that's just unnecessary. Drunk Chris, I call him Cresito, he will do that, and he can't be negotiated with. And that brings me to the second thing that I eliminated, which is overeating and eating really unhealthy foods. The nights of late night munchies adds up, and I could see it in my face. I was really building a dad bod, and I don't think in a good way. My dad certainly gave me a hard time for it. I love you, Dad. Thanks for keeping me accountable and being tough on me. But yeah, I could even see the weight I was gaining in my face. I didn't feel good, and I honestly didn't look good. So cutting out drinking, cut out late night munchies, which cut my weight as well. The third thing that I cut out when I cut out drinking was saying and doing really dumb things. Now, I'm gonna spare you the details, but let's just say that I could get a little irritable, I could get a little overconfident, and that's a recipe for saying and doing dumb things, and those things have consequences. And the fourth thing that I cut out when I cut out drinking was getting a crappy night's sleep. It's impossible to get a good night's sleep and feel refreshed after a night of drinking, even if you sleep in. And getting a good night's sleep is one of the most underrated habits for high performance and living a flourishing, full life. Because when we sleep, we eliminate toxins in our body, and we're better able to regulate our mood and our mind the next day. So yeah, I'd have fun in the moment when I was out partying, but then I'd miss out on the opportunity for a good night's sleep, and then I'd feel crappy the next day. And that brings me to the fifth thing I cut out when I cut out drinking. I cut out the infamous hangover. After going out and partying, the next day when we're hungover, our anxiety systems are flaring up. We feel horrible. It's natural that after a high comes a crash. And as we're dealing with that anxiety and not feeling ourselves, our brain is foggy and clouded. It feels like we have two brain cells. And in my case, I would compromise on commitments that I'd made to myself. For example, to do something productive towards my goals. I just wouldn't feel up to it. I couldn't focus. If I wanted to shoot a YouTube video, I couldn't think straight, and I couldn't speak like this, and I also looked crappy on camera. And on top of being anxious, there was another emotional impact to breaking a commitment with myself, lumping in additional shame and bad feelings, and it would just start cycle of feeling crappy. And maybe I'd respond to that cycle by eating more than I needed to or drinking more again the next day. Or maybe I didn't work out when I said I would because I didn't feel up to it. And that brings me to the sixth and final thing that I cut out when I cut out drinking. I cut out missing opportunities to connect with good people in a more deep and meaningful way during the day. Wow, that rhymes. Connections we make when we're out partying, especially for meeting someone for the first time, are pretty superficial. But during the day when we're doing fun things with good people, we have a chance to actually build legitimate connections. And unfortunately, there were times when I was feeling so hungover and social opportunities came up and I couldn't take advantage. I just wasn't in a place to do it. So let's get to the juicy part, the top benefits of cutting out drinking and cutting out all of the other bad habits and consequences tied to it, which opened up the space for unpredictably amazing things to happen. One of the first things that transformed was my health and my energy and the way I looked. I lost weight, my face got thinner, I looked better, I had more energy to work out, and I worked out more consistently, and I was able to take that energy and actually party longer. And what I mean by that is I went to things like ACL and went for 2 weekends in a row, and people asked me, how did you survive 2 weekends in a row at ACL? Well, it was because I wasn't drinking. Getting in better shape and improving my energy spilled over into every other aspect of my life. Bella! No! Come here. Gosh, Bella. And that takes me to the second aspect of my life that transformed when I cut out drinking. I transformed my career and my lifestyle. I was able to double down at work and focus and be more intentional and proactive. And speaking of proactive, I was able to land a new job opportunity in the 6-month period that I cut out drinking. And I negotiated a really great compensation package and increased my overall annual income by 60%. I also was able to negotiate pre-IPO equity because I'm at a startup that can turn into transformational wealth if we go public over the coming years. And that increase in income gave me the opportunity to move into one of the nicest luxury apartments in downtown Austin. And there is a pride that comes with that, a sense of esteem. The lifestyle is incredible. And I would say the pride is healthy. And I've also, most importantly, met an incredible network of people here that are all doing amazing things and that are open-minded and inspiring. And it's really elevating me in every aspect of my life. Your environment and who you're around matters. So that transformation in lifestyle has been huge for me. And not drinking for 6 months opened up the space for these huge results to happen. Thirdly, I was able to launch this YouTube video, and I've been able to pour into it and focus on improving it. I've been able to be more consistent and not have days where I was hungover and I couldn't shoot because I felt like I had 2 brain cells and I looked like crap. and that has paid off. And we've grown in just over 3 months to over 319 subscribers, I think, maybe more. Thank you so much for being a part of that journey, and not drinking was a key catalyst for that because it opened up the space for more creativity, focus, and consistency. Fourthly, I was able to slow down and take on responsibility for a new puppy, baby Bella.
Yes, and she's just 4 weeks old.
Bella, can you believe you were just 4 weeks old there? Look at you now.
Oh my gosh, she's good. And she's been a part of all my videos, and she's been the greatest addition to my life and honestly to so many other people's lives. She's helped me meet so many people, by the way, and she's played a part in me building new relationships with other dog owners or other people that love dogs. And she's brought me so much joy. I've been putting off getting a dog for a while because I thought this is so much responsibility, but not drinking gave me the space to take ownership and say it's time, and to actually be there for Bella and help her grow and care for her and give her the dog dad that she deserves. She's brought so many laughs and cute moments, and excited for what's to come. You're gonna be seeing a lot of her. The fifth transformational benefit that I got from cutting out drinking is that my friend group changed in the best of ways. Friends that I was hanging out with only because we enjoyed partying together and where we didn't have a true friendship founded in something deeper fell by the wayside. Eliminating some of those superficial relationships opened up the space to create more intentional, beautiful friendships that were founded on growth and mutual interests that were outside of partying. And it's really elevated me, and I'd like to think I've been the person that has elevated others, especially now that I'm not drinking. I met friends like my buddy Dalton, who's a VP of engineering for Nike, and he's created opportunities to volunteer with the Boys and Girls Club, which I wouldn't have done early on a Saturday if I was hungover. And I've met other friends like Anthony, who's in the band Papa Roach. I'm a huge rocker, and you've got to check out Papa Roach and their new music like Kill the Noise if you haven't already. And also check out an interview I did with Anthony, but he doesn't drink, and so we have a great time doing wholesome, awesome things that are oriented around growth and really building a deep connection. And just in general, I've had less fleeting interactions and more deep and connected experiences with other people now that I've stopped drinking. It has really enriched my life. And I even had a girlfriend during that time who didn't drink as well. Even though it didn't work out, I learned so much from the relationship and from her, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I actually put myself in a better position to date when I wasn't drinking. The people who we surround ourselves with matters, and giving up drinking gives us the space to intentionally find the people that matter and that lift us up versus tear us down. The sixth benefit of not drinking is I have become much more authentic with my lifestyle. And I've started doing things that I actually like rather than things that I only can tolerate because I am drunk. I've been going to more coffee shops. I've been doing more reading. I've been going to more festivals and concerts. I've been going to more comedy shows. I've been doing axe throwing. I've been doing paddle boarding and getting out in nature. I've been working out. These are things that I actually enjoy in the moment and that are good for me long term. And that's a win-win. And of course, I've been spending more time with people that I like. Why do we go out to places and hang out with people that we don't actually enjoy when we're sober? The seventh transformational benefit that I discovered by not drinking is I developed skills and found internal tools to generate happiness and feel-good vibes on demand so that I no longer was dependent on external substances to have a good time. I'm talking about more natural ways to boost our happy chemicals in our brain, like breath work, dancing, exercise, humor. And I found other alternatives to alcohol like kava, which is made from a root from the Pacific, and it eases your anxiety and creates a sense of euphoria. I definitely recommend you try it out. The eighth and final transformative benefit that I experienced when I cut out drinking was that not only did other people respect me more, but I respected myself more every time I acted in accordance with who I wanted to be, and I didn't compromise. I was able to live fully and authentically and flex my integrity muscle, and integrity is the foundation of identity and personal power. The more I went out and had a great time sober, the more I experienced myself newly as someone who didn't need any external substances to have a great time and could generate happiness and energy and vitality from within. I came fully alive, and I felt like I could really create the life that I wanted. I discovered that I could go out sober and have an incredible time, an even better time sober than I would drinking, and I felt much more in control. It was truly empowering to watch my relationship to happiness shift from being reactive to feelings or external substances to being something I could proactively generate. Speaking of happiness, I wish you guys all the happiness and fulfillment in the world, and I hope that you can experience more mental, emotional, and financial freedom in your life, and that this video and these ideas help contribute to that end. If you enjoyed this video and got value out of it, make sure to give that like button a love tap. The YouTube algorithm loves that too, and will show this video to more people who could benefit from the message. And of course, make sure to subscribe for weekly sales, mental health, and personal growth hacks that you can chew on like snacks. Happy selling and happy living.